Some people may have noticed I didn't do a video last Thursday, and that was because I wasn't feeling well, and quite honestly, this was supposed to be a quick video because I'm actually going to head out to my sister's, Crystal. You may remember her from my last video. It literally took me like 15 to 20 minutes to set up the camera on the tripod, focus it, connect it to the computer, make sure that everything on the camera was okay, like the storage and whatever. Like it's a freaking hassle. I do it for you guys. All 3 of you that watch. So I was at a debut this Sunday for a friend of mine, Nicole, and let me mention, or clarify rather, for those of you that aren't Filipino, a debut is the Filipino equivalent of a sweet 16 for a girl's 18th birthday. Useless information, but whatever. Hey, the more you know. NVC. Throwback. So my friend Marie and I were talking at the debut. Like I think they were doing speeches, and there were so many speeches that I'm not gonna lie, I didn't pay attention to all of them, and I'm sorry if you were one of the people that gave a speech, and you won't know whether or not I listened to you, but I do guarantee that if I know you, I did listen because I respect you. So we were listening to the speeches, and we were talking about just stuff in general, PAYAD things. I know that I got pricing for t-shirts, and I mentioned it to her, and she was just like, oh yeah, so did you do a video last week? And I was just like, what? And she goes, well, I saw the one on your family and the one on 9/11, but I didn't see anything after that. And I was just like, oh, I didn't do one on Thursday? Sorry. So for those of you that did notice, I'm really sorry I didn't do a video on Thursday. I wasn't feeling well, and it was a really bad day. Let me just take this opportunity to say thank you to anyone that does watch these. I know like 4 of you have said like to my face, oh, I watch your videos and you're funny, and that's just because you know me in real life. Like, this is me. What I say on these videos is just purely me. It's not, I'm not like acting or anything. I'm not pretending to be something. I literally am just this sarcastic, and I always have something to say. So most of the people that watch this I know are my family and my friends, and I know at least 3 of the people that watch my videos on the regular are people that I met through PAYAD. Now, what is PAYAD? PAYAD is P-A-Y-A-D, which stands for Filipino American Youth Association of Delaware. I've been in PAYAD since I was like 13, so 10 years now I've been in it, and I actually was introduced to it by my sister. And the way my sister and I met was her mother and my father were in the same band. They were in this Filipino cover band. Yeah, I know, isn't that weird? Old people can do covers and stuff, like it's awkward, but they're really good, and that's how I met her, and she was president of PAYAD. She and Nikki, her best friend, were co-presidents of PAYAD, and they needed dancers, and she asked my dad, she was like, would Justine want to join? And he said yes without even like asking me, but I was 13 at the time, so I wasn't going to be like, oh my god, Dad, like why would you just tell them yes? Like I don't even get a say in it, because I'm not a brat. I'm respectful to my parents. So I was forced to join this group, and quite honestly, it was the best decision my parents have ever made on my behalf. Well, that's not true, but it was one of the best decisions because it introduced me to Crystal, and it also introduced me to a group of people now that I call my PAYAD babies. Because after Crystal and Nikki stopped being presidents, no one really took over. So PAYAD kind of died out. Like once in a while the youth group would do something, or not the youth group, just like youths of Filipinos in Delaware would do something, but there was no real organization. Cue me and my friend Michelle Rana. So me and Michelle were talking about it because her father is currently president of PAYAD, which is the adult association. I'm not going to say the whole thing, but you can probably figure out from what I broke down PAYAD to you. PAYAD is something that's very important to me, and I want that for my brother. He's 15, and it's a little bit older than my age when I first started, but I want that for him. And granted, there's already YFC, which is the Youths for Christ, but not everybody wants to join that. So I'm like, why don't we do something else? Why don't we do PAYAD, which is kind of the same thing, except we're not religious. We're Filipino Americans, which isn't just Filipinos. Like, you can have white people in it too. We started it up, and it was really difficult, to say the least. We started out with like 8 of us, and slowly but surely we grew. And I was, and despite my many efforts, I was coerced to be co-president last fall, actually a year ago, and we did a performance for the winter dance, and that garnered a lot of interest and attention. So we began to grow even more and more, and this past summer we grew to maybe, I want to say we're like 10-15 members right now. It depends because some people have gone away to college, but these kids are some of my favorite people in the world, and I call them my PAYAD babies because they're not babies, obviously. I mean, Helen is like 2 years younger than me, and Sam is like 3 years. I don't know math right now, it's really early. They're all younger than me except for Michelle. Michelle's the only one that's older than me, and she's older than me by like 2 years. And mostly what we did was we choreographed and we performed and we sang and we do a lot of things, but I am especially proud of them because this summer we did a car wash to benefit the Philippine Red Cross, because there was this huge typhoon in the Philippines. It did a lot of devastation. It caused a lot of landslides, and it was just bad. I mean, it was really bad. And then, I mean, it happened during monsoon season, so there was flooding, and it wasn't a good time. I told everyone that half the proceeds would go to and we told everyone that half the proceeds would go to us and the other half of the proceeds would go to the Red Cross. But we earned enough that we decided, you know what, we don't need this because we've done fundraising throughout the entire summer. We don't need this as much as they do. So we ended up giving it to them. And this is probably the first time that PAYAD has been extremely self-reliant. We didn't ask, before we would ask PAYAD for money, before we would ask PAYAD for money for fundraising, and then we would just give everything back to them. But we decided this year that we wanted to stop that. We wanted to be completely reliant on ourselves and not have to worry about reimbursing and keeping receipts and giving it to PAYAD and waiting on them. Like, we're like, no, let's just do it on our own. So for the past 10 years, I've seen PAYAD grow, and it's become extremely different than when I first joined. And the faces are different, the way we run things are different, and I couldn't be happier because it really has introduced me to some great people, whether or not it was the first time I joined or whether or not it's now with the people. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I hang out with 15-year-old kids sometimes. Whatever, I don't care. I'm kind of pathetic. I don't have friends. I hang out with kids. I'm 23. That's probably bad to say on camera. I'm not weird. I'm a little weird. That's my whole spiel about PAYAD. I can't even tell you everyone that's in it right now, but I know, like I said, I met Crystal, and Nikki is also, I haven't really mentioned her much because I'm a lot closer to Crystal, but Nikki is another girl that's just like she's like my big sister. And I do think of my PAYAD babies as my little brothers and sisters and my kids, kind of. I'm very protective of them. Like a mama lion. And if anybody messes with my babies, I will cut them with my claws. To recap, PAYAD is the Filipino American Youth Association of Delaware. Yes, it's a P, because FAYAD sounds stupid. FAYAD sounds stupid, like, no. So that's all I have to say right now. I probably could have said more. It's really early. I'm not gonna lie, I am kind of rushing through this, but I don't really know what to say. Like, I don't prepare anything when it comes to these videos. I just talk. I think of a topic and I talk. Like, if anyone was here in this room watching me, which my brother did once, and I had to make him leave because he kept laughing at me. But I mess up a lot because I don't know what I'm trying to say sometimes, and my mouth moves faster than my brain. So it ends up being mumbled, not making sense, or I just stop in the middle of a word. But yeah, so I probably should start writing things down because honestly, I don't know if you understand just how much PAYAD means to me. Like, I really do. Like, I bend over backwards for those kids. I do a lot for them because I love them. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say right now. Hopefully I'll do another one on Thursday. It's been kind of hectic around our house lately, just a lot's been going on. And I'm not going to tell you because, quite frankly, you probably already know because the only people that watch are my family and friends.
Thanks for watching. What up?